Evening fellas, how are we doing? I was looking on the wrong counter on the wrong stream and I realised that I realised just in time. So far on Facebook we've got Wayne Crisp, how you doing fella? And oh it's bright. See that? Without my lamp on. See when I put my lamp on it's even brighter. So this now is without my lamp on. I've got a new light bulb. That's what it is. So over on YouTube, there we've got who have we got today? So far we've got Colin Fester 67's Workshop, Plastic Monkey Paul, Scaly Models Mike, aka Dad, Sue Ice Queen, Panzer Cohen, Graham McRobert, and I think that's it at the moment that's actually talking. Yep. So hi everybody, good to see you all. Hope you're feeling better, Mike, Dad, whatever you want to be called. So like I say, new light bulb, daylight light bulb. Ooh. So it makes it a little bit better. Still quite dark to me on my bench, but it'll be better for you guys when you're looking at what I'm doing and all that kind of stuff. You know, you can see better without loads of reflections and all that malarkey. So if I need close up, I'll use a magnifying lamp and stuff. So back on the old Lancaster, there isn't much left to do. Well, there is and there isn't. I've got all the little itty bitty bits that are easy to break off in the build process, so I don't like to put them on until near the time of weathering and whatnot. So we're going to get these little bitty bits that break off easily, and we're going to paint the rear wheel, the get it right, the actual landing gear strut there. I'm going to paint that strut today as well. We'll whoop that little wheel off and we'll get that dealt with, and we'll get all these silly little bits on. And then after that it's doing the smoke effect from the engines and airbrush that, and then it will be weathering washes on the black camo and the top camo, and I've got a landing gear wash set for the landing gear. I've got exhaust stack weathering set which we'll use on the exhaust stacks, and then matte coat the whole thing, any finishing touches, and then put the clear parts in, unmask and fit the radio wires. So we're getting there, that's for sure. So first of all, we've got a silly little bit of C17 ported. It's a C sprue. Like I said, there's hardly anything left on these now. C17. So it was kind of close to the wire tonight because the missus was out and she got back and it didn't look like I was going to get my dinner until after the live, but we managed. So homemade curry in my tummy, all good. Now what I don't like there, look at that, can you see that? That little part there, but there's a massive, you know, like most, let me try and get it right, on this side, it's like a tiny little bit on the sprue holding it, but on this side, it's a full rectangle bit of sprue holding it. Now on such a tiny little part, it's not very clever. because that's a lot of plastic sprue to try and get without breaking it. You know, normally it's a tiny bit on the sprue, but for some reason this one it was a big bit, which is kind of annoying. But we got it. Got it there. No snap. Lucky job. But not clever, having such a big bit holding it. So we'll whip that on in a moment with some more silly little bits, if I remember, on the wings. I have no colour code, so I'm assuming that it's camo colours, which we can deal with. Hi Sarah, how are you? So we'll get that bit on and then we'll take it from there. Right, sorry, I got the back. There you go. Right, so underneath here, oh yeah, I can see that. Right, I'm just going to put this lamp on for a moment, just so I can see these holes clearer, because I can't. And it goes that way around. On there. Oh, nearly broke the landing, the Bombay doors there, nearly broke. So I'm getting that on there. Shall be on there. We'll do one side first. Alright. Got it for that one. The good thing is, because I've aqua glossed it, the glue doesn't react with the paint that I've already done, so it's all good. I'm going to put these on, these bits, and then I can deal with painting them and all that after, because you can actually brush paint alclads if you really need to, and that's what I'll do on them little bits. Hi Annette, how are you? How you doing, Alberto? Good to see you, pal. Hope you're keeping well. Right, so that's that silly little bit, and what else is there? We've got that bit. Right, got another little C bit there. Number 26. Magnifying glass. 24, 25, 26. Fine a little bit, that one. Oh, can you see that? That's it. See, this is why I leave these bits till the end, because they're just a nightmare left on the model. Just too easy to knock over. I'm good, mate. You? I'm good, thanks, Annette. Yeah, not bad. I will maybe have a little bit of news next Thursday to share with you all, but I don't want to tempt fate at the moment until I find out, and I won't know till Wednesday. So sounds intriguing, and it is what it is. I need to get that little tiny bit. Again, sorry fellas, everybody. I keep saying fellas and I forget there's ladies watching too all the time. But I'm sure the ladies don't mind being called fellas. We're all in it the same. That's that silly little bit on. Sounds very intriguing. Yeah, it is a bit. It's good news. In most aspects. I mean, I'm kind of mixed feelings at the moment, so how I feel about it all, but in the long run, it's a good thing. C11. Just gonna leave this lamp on a minute because I'm kind of struggling a little with the old eyesight. Not really. Yeah. This is all them silly little annoying bits that need to go on. Like that. Silly little things. Do your head in. Apparently, that goes on the side there somewhere. Above that line. And there is no what's that? Well, that's very clever, Mr. Airfix, because there is no fixing point for that. As I can see. Nope. Nice one. So this wonderful little bit that has nowhere to put it. It's got to go on. My pans are, oh wait, everyone's just yapping away, so it's all good. Now I've got my little empty pill pot, cocoa de mol, comes in handy for chucking glue and whatever in when you're doing things like this and you only want a little bit. I've got the joys of trying to stick this wonderful part into place. It goes just about behind there. Oh, nearly landed on my bench. Luckily, I get a bent pair instead. I don't know if you heard that ping. Come on, how am I going to get to that? Oh, look at that, lovely job. I'll check the chat in a minute. Just trying to get this bit to sit right how I want it. come on. Stay in place. No. Not having it. It's being one of them little pests. Really? You see, when you're alive, trying to stay polite about certain occasions, it's sometimes difficult. Oh, really? No, the glue's on it, and Jim. Yeah, that's got it. Figure that. A little bit of Tamir on there. Hopefully that'll hold it. Right, sorry. What we're seeing here. Graham, Evening, Andy. Mayhem Model Works. How you doing, fella? Archie, Conroe Junction. How you doing? Good to see you. It's worth a try, yeah. Right. Everyone's just yapping away there. I spend most of my modelling time scambling around on the floor looking for those little bits. Can never keep a hold of them. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know that feeling. Luckily it landed on my bench there when it pinged. It hit the monitor and then landed on there. Otherwise I wouldn't know where to look, to be honest with you. Evening John, how you doing, fella? Evening Ron, how you doing, mate? You alright? How's the tablet? Is it fixed or? Right, C34. This is just all them silly little bits. C34. Now we've got the silly little. I don't know what they were. Are they radar masts or something like that? Four. And on that side. That one. And on that side. Yeah, it was lucky. Couldn't believe it when I saw it right there. I was like, oof. Right. So I should have on here somewhere a little square where this goes. And again, nothing, Mr. Airfix. Aren't they wonderful? You have these lovely little parts. But nowhere to fix them. So I'm going to have to nip that little snivvy bit off. Unless, where's my drill? Wondering if I can drill a tiny enough hole. Maybe to get that to fit in rather than messing about. A bit of a risky operation. Right, and it's saying just about. There. Kind of taking a risk now, because I've got nothing to hold on to. Put pressure on it. Hopefully that'll have worked. That might make my life a little bit easier. Nope. And we'll check the chat again in a minute. Just trying to get this little blighter in position. This is why I hate all these little bits. Yeah. Oh, it's in. Oh, and I've just knocked my... Right, put that back on after. Let's get this bit done. You see what I mean? Oh, I hate these little things. Right, that's one side done. See if I can do this side without knocking the thing off. See what else I can break while I'm at it. Oh, there goes the other one. It's such a fragile bit, the Bombay doors. There isn't much holds them on. It's not like a nice flat bit. It's little tiny bits holding it. So it was inevitable. We'll get that sorted. Oh dear, dear, dear. Put something on there for a minute. Hopefully that'll hold it. Just typical, isn't it, really? See, it happens to us all. That's everyone saying, that's the fact that I'm done. Got me in these now. Not as yet, hoping to get the tablet done this next couple of days when the IT opens up. Oh, right, yeah, cool, good stuff. Evening, David. So hopefully that's got that pretty much. If it's not, I'm going to sort it in a minute. No, it's not. There you go. Just leave that there. Stupid thing. Let's get this bit on first. So you do a job and you end up breaking bits on another thing. It's typical. Right. Sorted. You see that there? Little aerial thingy-jigs on the side there. Radio wires, whatever you want to call them. Right. Where's all these silly bits gone now? Bombay doors, huh? Who'd have thought they would have been the ones that fall off out of everything. Right, one more little thing. C12. And we can get them doors back on. Right, and that goes under here. I see on there like that. Cool. You see why I hate all these little bits. Really? I'm just all fingers and thumbs, me. Yeah. If you can see that very well, but there's lots of little sticky out bits on there. I'll stay there. Try and get this silly thing back on. After that dafty went and knocked it all off. Just give that a second. No worries, Panzer. You take care, fella. All good fun. Right. So that one. That side. Try and get this all back on. Not breaking everything again. Really? You see, I hate handling it when it's like this. There we go. That little bit I had trouble with at the beginning is now just fell off because I've knocked it. Oh dear, dear, dear. I just hate these little things. Moved again. I've got nowhere to hold now. That's the problem. Everywhere I hold now is going to cause damage. That's the problem. Every time I touch a bit, it moves another bit. I'm starting to get the hump with it now. Look at that bit going. Deep breaths, Freddy boy. Seriously? Right. Do you know what? Was gonna say something there. It can stay off for now until I don't get the hump with it. I'll get it later on because I'm going to end up using some colourful language at this rate. So it can wait. I'll put them on later. Just gonna want to do something to it and end up taking a hammer to it at this rate. And I don't want to do that either. Right. So I need to try and see what colour they were. I know they were black. It must have been black as well. So we'll get the old NATO black. It's testing your patience, mate. Yeah, just a tad. It can wait. Yeah. It can wait till later on. I was kind of rushed to get everything ready in time for the live, because dinner was later and all that, and then you get a door that comes off and it just doesn't want to go back on in the right place, so it can stay there for now, and I'll get it later on. It's only gluing it back on, but it's that dead fiddly, and I've got all these little bits that I've just put on, which is kind of easy to knock them off as well. So it's like, really? So all I'm doing now is just a little bit of the Alclad on a brush, and I'm just putting a little dollop on there, like that. Just to blend it in, and then once that's dry, I'll give it another little coat. Because it's airbrush ready, it's quite thin, so it's it'll take more than one coat. I mean, it looks good already, just that little touch that I've put on, so it's quite handy when you can do that with the paints. Because it's nice and thin, being airbrush ready, you don't get any streaks or anything like that. It's just being gentle enough not to actually knock the thing off. Yeah, I know, mate, but I'm actually out dipping my brush in it, so I can't really just put the lid on it as such at the moment. Because I'm hand painting, so I can get away with this bit. If I was airbrushing, I completely agree with you, Colin. But I'm not. No, some bits, a little bit I just put on at the bottom there. Spillage alert, lid, spillage alert, blah blah blah. The funny thing is, when Mark Davey, who's part of Alclad as well, when he does his live on a Wednesday question and answer session, and I join in, you know, just a bit of moral support and all that, and yeah, and he laughs every time because he's like, don't look Fred, because he's not used to prepare, or he's not used all the different things that he tells me all the time. Fred, use this, Fred, use that, you know. Evening, Chris. I'm just getting them bits. There. That'll do me. By the time it's weathered and everything else, it should look good. lid's on now. Hi Wendy, how are you? What are you up to, Chris? Anything nice? I'll tell you another funny thing is I posted after I had the COVID jag. I posted that I wouldn't be live that day because obviously I wasn't feeling great. But which one's the one that I've been using? Just think that one. That one. Yeah. So I posted online that I wasn't going to be live, obviously because I'd had the COVID jag, and now everybody's commenting on my life. Thinking that I'm not well. I'm actually all right now. It was weeks ago. Remember that little silly bit I just put on the nose there? You know, a little touch. About. Because it's identical to what's been sprayed, it doesn't stand out at all. It colour matches perfect, which is very handy. There we go, that little bit needed to be done. Right. Well, so I've got a silly little wheel. Here's a wheel. Tiny bit on that. He's going to go lid, but brush painting. Can't really see what I'm doing there. You'll see it in a minute. Now, see what I've been up to there. Look. A little bit of brush painting there on that rear wheel bit. Hi Miss, how are you? So that's that little rear wheel bit, so we can stick that on shortly. Put that wheel over there so it don't get lost. Move the drill. Move all this crap out of the way. Let's see what I'm doing. Right. Just about us. Two more silly little bits on the wings. where to hold it now without bloody breaking anything. On that section there. Goes on that. Yep. I don't know what they are. Bits under there. Oh dear, all these little tiny bits. I hate these tiny bits. B.III. 2 off. Evening, Paul. Paul just Sousa. Yes. Got 2 more little silly bits underneath. Rear. Go. In line with that bit. I see. Go on there. That. One. Always get one bit, didn't you? Always one bit. Let's watch Fred playing silly games. Yeah. To think now and again I play with photo etch. Scary thought. Yeah. 2 silly little bits underneath there. You can see them. Like weird little, I don't know what they are. There will be a tank build live coming soon, I believe. Next up. Oh no. I still got a lovely, wonderful, big, massive head destroying ship that I'm getting on with slowly. Right, so that's them on. So we've pretty much got all our silly little bits on. What's the time? Right. So the next live, when I finish pulling my hair out and getting everything done, will be the exhaust smoke coming across the wings. It's like a grey and white kind of colour coming across the top, and it's quite whitey, light grey underneath on the black where it's burnt the paint and all that with the heat and the oh, what's the word? The soot and exhaust, you know, and all that carry on. So that's what's going to be coming up next time, I believe. We'll do that and get that on. It's a couple of colours process to do that, and then we'll take it from there. And we'll be on to the starting the weathering, which will be fun, so they say. Just touching up that again for another little coat. That'll be dry in a minute. Get that on. A tank. Oh no, it's just the thought of having to do a tank live when I've not done a tank, and I have not done a tank full stop. You know, I did a little, is it a Saladin? I think it's called. A little tiny thing. It was only about that big. A little tiny Saladin. That's the only thing I've done armour wise. Right, that should be solid enough. See if we can get these silly things back on again. That was doing my head in earlier. Get that to bond or not. Try. We end up bonding it to my finger. On stuff like that, what I like to do is a tiny bit of super glue, and it's just to hold it. And then what I do is I tend to put the Tamiya extra thin on and melt the part together afterwards. And I sometimes do that. You see, if you've got like a fuselage that's a right pain and you've got to force it because it's slightly warped, what I tend to do is put a little drop of super glue and just hold it. And then once that's held, then I get my plastic weld or Tamiya extra thin or whatever, and finish it off with that afterwards. That's what I tend to do. It just makes it a little bit easier, and you can't rely on super glue, obviously. It's too brittle, but it holds it just long enough for you to get it where you want it. The majority of the time. Like that. Yeah. It just holds it enough for me to mess about after. Yeah. Bomb bay doors are back on. Sweet, they're not. So we've got all them silly little side bits on there on the nose done. Basically, we've got all the silly little bits on, which is what we wanted. So if I'm careful, put that down like so, you should be good. I had that Lancaster kit. I'd do it in German Mrs. Schmidt camo and decals. Funny you should say that, Sarah, but I'm doing I've got one part started. It's at the men's shed, and I was actually doing a 109 in Japanese, where it was a, you know, where the Japs nicked it and put their own markings on it and flew it. Cheers, Annette. Yeah, we got them on. The doors are on. So we've got all our little silly little tiny bits on now everywhere. They've all kind of been touch painted. And our little wheel there is ready to go as well. So we can just, I'll just clip that on. I'll clip that on and glue it on later on. So next week, next Sunday, Tuesday, we'll do the smoke with the airbrush coming off the sides of the engine exhausts underneath and across the top. That'll be our next bit. And then we've got black camouflage. I have a panel liners weathering set. They do all, this set does all the different types of camos. So it's got the green and brown. It's got the black camo, which is what I'll use on the underneath. It's got a winter camo one in it. It's got sand and desert, so that's like your two-tone brown, your middle stone and dark earth. It's got the, whatever that is, in blue, summit and blue camouflage. What's that? Grey and blue camouflage. And then it's got the green and brown camo. So I'll use the green and brown camo weathering on the top, and I'll use the black camo one underneath. So that's what I'll be doing with that. Then I've got exhaust stain weathering for the exhausts. So we'll be playing with that. Lots of pigments and washes and whatnot in the back there. So that'll be going on the exhaust stains. What colours in the set, buddy? What, the panel line one? I have this on my website at www.modelersunited.co.uk. It's a brown and green camo wash, panel liner wash. And then you've got the grey and blue. It says sand and desert camo, winter camo, and black. So they're slightly different colours depending on what camo you're working with. You can see that. So there's slightly different colours for each one. I do have the I have the how to use them sheets for each individual bottle. So I'm more than welcome to send you a copy of the sheets. If you want to see them, Colin, I'll send you what colours come in the pack, and I'll send you the sheets after in a little while, Colin. It'll be later on because I've got to nip out and fit a wardrobe for my daughter. But when I come back, I'll send you the sheets, and it explains to you how to use them, what colours are for what type of camo. So I'll send you the full sheets for that. Like I say, I've got the exhaust and exhaust stains and all that. So that does jet exhaust and rusty exhausts and all that malarkey. And then I've got aircraft landing gear weathering set for the undercarriage. And that's a landing gear wash, dust effect for the landing gear and wheels, and a wash for the shaft and bearings, so like a grease and all that kind of effect. So I'll be using that on the undercarriage. I'll definitely get to you in a little while, pal. It'll be about more than likely be around about 9 o'clock, Colin. And I'll send you a wee message, and I'll send you a copy of the sheets as well, so you can see what kind of effects you can get with them and all that lot. But they're on the website, and on the Turpits. I know we're not talking about Turpits, but on the Turpits, I've got the ship's weathering set 1 and 2. So that's like deck washes, salt effect, all sorts of bits and bobs. That's a load of naval bottles, you know. So I'll be using that on the Turpits. They're on the site too. So that might be cool for your shipping container. Anyway, that's it for me. I've gone over time, and I don't like going over time because of other people. I like other people to get their turn. So that's it for now. Cheers for popping by and all that malarkey. Always fun watching me knocking off Bombay doors and trying to stick them back on again, as you do. But we've got all the little bits on now, so like I say, it's start doing the smoke effect and all that, like with the airbrush and the paints, and then we'll start playing with the washes and getting them on and doing that. So yeah, we're getting there. The end is near. And when you look at it, it's just over 30 hours work so far. So, you know, if you had 3 hours a day, you know, it would only take you a week to build it. But obviously on live, it's totally different situation, as you all know. So I love that. Latest Fred, stay safe. No problem at all. Evening, David. Evening, Pat. Right, so that's me anyway. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Thanks for popping by, chatting away, and all that. Carry on. Always a pleasure seeing you, everyone. And I shall see you all on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. And we'll do the airbrush smoke effect and all that. Carry on. Colin, I'll message you at about 9 o'clock, pal. And we can chat away from there, buddy. I just got this wardrobe for the daughter to sort out, or I'll never hear the end of it. She'll keep phoning. Take care, guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.